welcome to my channel. I'm Riley. Today we're going to be following me on my journey as I read books that I think I'll hate. So I got this idea because I have a lot of books on my Goodreads TBR that I added because I saw a recommendation somewhere for them, and then I just forgot about them or never read them. And I have all my books on my TBR in a Google Sheets document that has the title of the author, the average rating, and then what platforms they're on, like if they're on Audible or Libby or whatever. I have a lot of books on there, and I was going through it, and I was like, there's a lot of books on here that I don't really want to read anymore based on, reviews I've seen since I added it, or, they're just not to my personal taste anymore. So we're going to be going through those. Oh, also, by the way, there's going to be hella spoilers in this, so if you haven't read these books, skip to one you have read, or if you don't care about spoilers, okay. So the first book in this reading vlog vibe is Magnolia Parks. And this book is so divisive on the internet, in the book talk, booktube world. Like, you have a group of people that love it, and then you have another group of people that hate it. And I kept getting it recommended to me on TikToks or whatever, and I love a good romance, so I was like, okay, I'll add it to my list, because I think it has good review. Like, it has almost 4 stars on Goodreads, I think, or something like that. So on Goodreads, that's a good score. So I added it to my TBR, and it was on there for years probably. And I decided to read it for this video, and because I just wanted to get it off my list. Now, my reasons for thinking I would hate it is because I heard lots of things about the couple and how toxic they were, and that's just usually not my vibe when it comes to romances. And I heard people say it was bad writing. However, I really liked her most recent book, Conditions of Will. So I read that one, really liked it, so I was like, okay, I'll give it a try, why not? So roll the tapes. Here's me, a little vlog of me reading it throughout whatever. Watch me slowly lose my mind. Starting off strong with the books I think I'm gonna hate, with Magnolia Parks. Let's see how this goes. I'm not too excited. Okay, so I'm 35 pages in. Thoughts so far. It's reading like an early 2000s, trashy reality show, which is not a bad thing. The sentence structure is giving a little bit choppy, it's very direct. This is what's happening, this is how it is. And it's trying to be thought-provoking or whatever at points, and it's just kind of missing the mark, but we're cruising through. Okay, I'm on page 228. I stayed up till 1 a.m. reading last night, which I guess is a good sign because I couldn't put this book down. But it was also I was watching a car crash and couldn't look away. It's just I was binge watching Gossip Girl. They are Chuck and Blair, and I was a Chuck and Blair truther. They were my end game. But also I was young, and anyways, I feel like I've been to war. Things just keep happening, and it's stressing me out. I don't know. I want them to leave Tom alone. He's too good for, well, is he? But I want to hate BJ so badly, first of all, because his name is BJ. And they call him Beach, like, okay. A nickname for a nickname is kind of crazy. I want to hate him so bad, but he's so endearing to me for some reason. And I think that just says a lot about how I would get manipulated. I'm a sucker for a down bad man. You know, I prefer, you know, the Conrad Fishers of the world who spend 4 years being celibate because they can't get over you. So he loses points for that. They have me in physical pain, like my heart hurts. And I think they both need to leave each other alone, but also I don't want them to fuck anybody else up because they're both kind of fucked. Also, this whole mystery around why he cheated on her, just tell her, like, oh my god, dude, I'm getting tired. Page 287. Listen, if you or someone you know is in PSA, a relationship like this, where you're just constantly hurting each other, help them get out. Because if someone loves you as much as these people say they love each other, they do not want to see you hurt like that. Okay? That is not a good love. And one thing I will say about these people, they know, they are somewhat self-aware that they are fucked up and that this is toxic. But either way, okay. Also, the hinting at that they've given for BJ and what happened with the girl, he like recounted it a little bit. If that's going in the direction I think it's going, I'm really nervous as to how that is going to be handled. Um, just based on everything I've read so far, this doesn't seem like a safe space for that kind of thing, if that makes sense. So, scared for that, but we shall see. Okay, I'm on page 316. Why why is everyone in love with Magnolia? I feel like I know nothing about her except for the fact that she is in love with BJ and knows a lot about luxury brands. Like I'm probably supposed to be reading in between the lines and learn things about her. I just feel like I haven't. Like, she's the sun. She's Magnolia fucking Parks. You can say that as much as you want, but I'm not. Like, we're reading from her POV, and I'm not learning anything about her. Why do we like her? Why should I like her? Why do these people love her? And that's on bad writing. Alright, Magnolia just found out about the cocaine that BJ has been doing. And they just had a big blowout outside of the club. And I have like 50 pages left. If they don't have a resolution in this book, I'm gonna be so upset because I do not want to read another one. I'm sorry, what? They just met up at the house and had, I don't even know if they had sex, but and they just agree that they're getting back together. No, we didn't see a conversation. Is there gonna be one? She still doesn't know the truth about him cheating, whatever that is. I don't even know the truth. I feel like I've been through war. Like, I feel bad for Tom, but also he kind of knew what he was getting into. And also, he's like 30 something. And Magnolia's 22, so like, what did he really expect? So I can't feel that bad for him, but I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. It's just so cliche, bro. So cliche. I can't read another one. Please don't make me. I might just look up spoilers. I know they have to end up together. I know that, right? Please tell me they have some sort of character growth. Please tell me they change their ways a little bit, please. Please. Someone just leave spoilers. I don't. Well, I need to touch grass, so I came outside. I don't even know. I don't even know where to go from here. Like, what? That's all I have to say. I don't even know. I don't even know. Okay. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that fun to go on that journey with me? I had a great time, clearly. So, I think on my Goodreads, I ended up giving this 2 stars. Let me check, actually. Yeah, I gave it 2 stars. Okay, it's got 3.66 on Goodreads. So, yeah, I did not. Safe to say, I did not. I hated it, basically. So I was a good judge of the cover this time. Yeah, I do not think I'll be continuing the series. I just don't care enough. I have heard good things about, I heard good things about this one, but I have heard good things about the books about Daisy, and I get that the series gets better at the end, but I just don't have I have a lot of other books that I would rather read instead of this, so I'm pushing this one. If I come across them for free somewhere, maybe I'll read them. I got the first one on Libby for free, so I don't feel too bad about it. But yeah, I don't know if I have much to add. It was just kind of ridiculous. There was no character growth. The characters weren't likable. They didn't change or grow. And I know that they're gonna get back together, so like the whole breakup is gonna be pointless. I would have thought there was growth if they didn't get back together. That would be nice, but I know that they are because I looked up spoilers. And I thought the whole cheating thing, it was just a whole lot of build up for like I predicted that. I was like, okay, there's no way they're gonna be this cliche, and then they were. So those are my thoughts on Magnolia Parks. I really don't know if I have anything else to say. If you want to like completely distract your brain from something and go into a completely crazy universe, then maybe go for it, but I don't know, it was not my cup of tea. Okay, next book I read was Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. This one has 4 stars, 4.02 stars on Goodreads. And I see a lot of love for this book on a lot of different medias. Like I see it recommended a lot, and people really recommend the audiobook. So that is what I went with for this one. But I thought I wouldn't like it because the idea of like serial killers, a book from like serial killers finding happiness, wasn't really something I thought I would like. But hey, to be fair, I thought it was going to be like bad serial killers. Okay, and what I mean by that is I thought it was going to be like about like real like serial killers that killed innocent people, not serial killers that killed other serial killers. It's kind of like a vigilante kind of thing, and I didn't know it was going to be that. So that's why I thought I was going to hate it, because I was like, why would anyone want to see like people who don't deserve happiness find happiness? But it wasn't that. Okay, but roll the tapes of me reading it. I'm listening to it. Okay, I'm listening to Butcher and Blackbird, and I just finished the trigger warning list. I've seen a lot of crime TV shows. A lot. so I don't get that squeamish anymore. However, the first chapter just started, and they immediately started talking about maggots, which is I had a nightmare about maggots the other day. Like that is one thing I hate. Like I I hate maggots. They make me feel sick. So I'm gonna push through. I'm gonna push through. But just know that it hurts. Okay, I'm in the car driving somewhere, but I'm listening to Butcher and Blackbird, and okay, it's actually kind of funny. I'm kind of giggling. Like they just hit the accidental trigger warning. Okay, which I was like, but I gotta say she wrote it in a way where it's not that gross, and it's like satire. It's funny. It's like okay. It's like I'm watching like a scary movie 4. You know what I mean? Like it's like a spoof scary movie kind of vibe is what I'm getting. Which if I look at it through that lens, it's okay.
A few moments later.
Okay, I take it back. They're talking about it, and now I'm feeling nauseous. That's nasty. All right. So the actual part where they're talking about the accidental is is um uh, was kind of gross. I did feel a bit nauseous while driving, and also because I hate vomit. I have like a fear of vomit, so that didn't help. So yeah, I'm gonna go shopping now. Okay, I'm listening while I'm cooking to Butcher and Blackbird. Why is their banter so good? Look, I'm like, I'm like kicking my feet and giggling. The tension and oh, perfect. He spit what in her mouth? What? Okay, excuse my parents. I just got back from a soccer game, and I was listening to Butcher and Blackbird on the way home. And I was listening to specifically chapter 17. I feel like I need to I need to shower because I'm stinky and sweaty, but that in that Irish accent, I thought I didn't like Irish accents, but they may be growing on me, to be honest with you. If that says anything. Anyways, I'm gonna go inside now. Who has stamina like this? No, because why did I literally think persimmon before she said persimmon? That's crazy. Also, the love confession, super cute. I'm like breaking up was so sad. It kind of hurt me. Right here. I mean, obviously I know they're gonna fix it, but it's still sad. It was actually I actually enjoyed it. I didn't hate it. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads because while it was gross and disturbing in certain parts, read the trigger warnings. If any of them sound gross to you, be wary of that because it is quite graphic. So one thing I will recommend is listening to audiobook because the narrators were so good. The accents, the laughing, they added special effects in it and everything. Kind of not special effects, but usually they don't laugh in, they'd be like she laughed, and then but these ones they were actually laughing. Ellie, my dog's freaking out. Okay. She's so stupid. Okay. What was I saying? She distracted me. So while yes, it was gross, it was also super romantic. I really liked the romance. I thought that they were so good together. The chemistry was there. It was all there. And it even prompted me to listen to the second book, Leather and Lark, which I did not like as much, but it was still really good. And I really like Lark's narrator in that. She also narrates another book I really like in a cowboy series. So I loved listening to it because I love her voice. yeah, I didn't like that one as much, but that's not what this video is about. So, all in all, I did not hate that one as I thought I would. I hated some parts of it because it was gross and it got a little squeamish. I've seen so many. I feel like these days, like, you see the worst videos on the internet. Like, there's the most graphic stuff. So, and I've seen a ton of crime TV shows like NCIS. I used to watch a lot, like Bones, where they literally opens up bodies. Like Criminal Minds. I've seen every episode of Criminal Minds. So like, I've seen some gross stuff, and I feel like I have a tough stomach for it. But in the book, like reading or listening to it, and like, I don't know, it's just a whole nother level because you're getting in the heads of the other people. Anyways, but it was good. I didn't hate it. I don't think I have much else to say on that. Now, the final book I read was A Little Life by, I should have looked up how to say this name, Hanya Yanagihara. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Okay, so this book has been on my like, I have the physical copy. I got it for Christmas like 2 years ago, probably 2023. No, yeah, 2023 probably. And it was like recommended everywhere. It was on like the bestsellers. It won some prizes. Like I'm so shocked that this book was so popular on like Book Talk because it's very different than anything else that goes viral on there. So that is definitely where I got this from, was Book Talk, I'm sure. And then like later, you know, there are people who have critiques for it and made those known. So that is why I waited so long to read it, because I was like, oh, do I really want to read that? Because it was just, people were saying things like it was just a lot of bad stuff happening for no reason, and like people saying that it was just unnecessarily sad. Like it just kind of did like thing after thing after thing after thing to pull on your heartstrings, and there was actually no purpose to it, I think, is what a lot of some of the critiques I was hearing said. And that's what kind of made me be like, eh. Like, I knew it was gonna be sad going in because that's what everyone says, but boy did I go on a journey. Roll the tapes. Let's do this. Honestly, I have no clue what this book is about. I'm going in blind. Thoughts? These pages? It's so thin. How many pages is this? Oh, that's a lot of pages. I'm on page like 65. So initial thought, it kind of gives me similar vibes to A Secret History by Donald Hart, just in like the way it flows, and obviously it's about like a friend group in a similar way. And there's like secrets a little bit that I'm assuming we'll find out eventually. There's a lot of characters. Like I stopped reading for like a couple days and then picked it back up, and I'm like so confused now. Because not only is there like the four main characters, but they throw in a bunch of names, and I'm like, wait, who is this person again? So, hopefully it gets easier as I read more. But yeah, those are my initial thoughts so far. One thing, he's a very this is a male author. I don't know. They are very like visual not flowery writing, but you know what I mean. In tiny loops of cotton matted down like wet fur. It's just very visual. And there was another one over here I noticed had vanished, and the world had reverted to its icy harshness, its raw end of year cruelty. It's very beautiful writing. I don't know how the story's gonna go yet, which is what I think most of the flack this book got was on. But the writing is gorgeous, I must say. It's very like stream of consciousness, stream of conscious, whatever. Very that, like, we're jumping from thing to thing, time to time. Like, it's a little confusing, I must say. It's like slice of life. Like, I'm on page 128. Nothing's really happened. I mean, we've just been learning about the characters. I guess to set up for something that's gonna happen, which I think they've hinted at a little bit, which is not, I mean, I think that's part of, I don't know, this kind of lit fic. I think that's part of that genre. It's not like a fantasy novel that has all of this action, plot, you know what I mean? It's like more like slice of life vibes, which is fine. It's just a little harder to get through sometimes. I don't always want to read that, is the thing. But I'm trying. I'm getting there. It's good. It's written. It's well written. I don't care, though, yet about... I think a lot of this is trying to get me to care about the characters. And a lot of, it's very much, this is the character, this is how they are, this is what happened. I mean, these are things that they feel, whatever. Because it's like third person, so you're not getting their inner thoughts. So I think you kind of have to be that way. As opposed to like other books where you learn about the characters through their actions and their inner thoughts and whatnot. So we'll see. It kind of leaves this little disconnect in a way where I really want to care what happens to them, but I don't yet. Hopefully I will. We're talking about the Constitution. It's September 19th, 2025, so I've been learning a lot about the Constitution these days. Shout out freedom of speech. I must say, one thing this book is good at is building a curiosity and like, kind of suspense, I guess, of what Jude's history is. Like, I want to know. I mean, like, you can kind of guess, but like, you don't know for sure. But I want to know. Does Jude ever get a break? Is there ever a break? Page 176. And we just learned some of what happened to him at the monastery and how awful his illness is and his leg wound situation. And it's just like, can we catch a break? Can you catch a break? It's depressing me. And I wanted a distraction from world events right now, and it's not working. It's just making me more depressed. Okay, and now we're just switching to first person from Harold's POV, I think. I don't know, it's not very clear. This is weird. Alright, so that little bit from Harold's point of view. That was nice. I liked that. I think before when I said I didn't care about any of the characters yet, I think I meant I didn't like them. Because they're flawed characters, obviously. It's the whole point. I think what we get to know about them other than Jude is a lot, like, it's hard to like them in some cases. Like, you understand them, but I'm not, like, JB, like, I get it, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't be friends with him. Willem, I feel like, is the only really good friend. And I can't even remember the other one's name because we haven't mentioned in a while. Malcolm. But yeah, that was my point. I think there's too many characters in this book, and it's not focused enough on the ones that it brings up. Like, I shouldn't not be able to remember the name. You know what I mean? Or, like, things about them 200 pages into the book, right? I don't know. But also, is Willem even a good friend if he's not gonna confront Jude about his self-harm? Much to think about. They wanna adopt him? I saw that coming, but that is so sweet. I knew that's what it was gonna be. It couldn't have been anything else. But OMG. Me crying. So, I kind of don't really want to read anymore because I feel like I know what's gonna happen. Like, Jude's gonna die, right? He's gotta. From his illness. And they're all just, like, kind of happy right now, so I just, Should I just stop reading and just pretend that this is how it ends? Like 200 pages in, that's a good book, right? I think I'm PMSing, because why did him talking to fucking Felix make me cry? A little bit. A little bit. On page 240. He's talking about friendship. It's just really sad and ironic also that Jude's fear of people thinking less of him, not thinking he's worth it if they have to deal with his problems, that kind of thing, like causes him more pain and problem. Like he gets physically sicker and ill because he suffers more because he refuses to like ask for help, or like with the stairs thing, when the elevator stopped working and he walked up the stairs, like it's just like a cycle. Like him not asking for help made his physical condition worse, at least for that moment. I don't know if in the long term, but and then made him even more like like pitiful, which is the opposite of what he wanted. This book has so much like butterfly effect. Like if this happened, or if this had happened, then this wouldn't have happened, and I mean, such is life. I feel like I've seen this movie, or like I can picture some scenes in this in a movie so easily, like of them all, like on page 334 when he says he wonders if all of them, he, Willem, J.B. Malcolm, will lie awake that night longer than usual, thinking of one another's faces and of conversations, good and bad, blah blah blah. I can see that, the cut from each person laying in their beds thinking. I've seen that in a movie. I don't think this book should be a movie though. I really don't. I don't think they should make it into a movie. This is so depressing because he's just accepting the love he thinks he deserves. I mean, as people tend to do. Oh my god. Can we just write him? If Jude doesn't have a happy ending, he can't. The way people talk about this book, there's no way he has a happy ending. With a cover like that, ain't no way there's a happy ending. Did we really need to give him an abusive relationship? Like, he thinks he needs to be punished, and ugh. He felt sometimes as if his months with Caleb were a pack of hyenas, and every day they chased him, and every day he spent all his energy running from them, trying to escape being devoured by their snapping, foaming jaws. If that ain't a good description of trauma, I don't know what is. Not page 444. I knew this is how this book was gonna go. Because you could just tell. Oh my god. He hasn't even done it yet. I don't know if he's going to. I'm still holding out hope. But funeral on the freaking TV. Oh, good lord. This is a random YouTube video of songs coming on. What the hell? I'm dog sitting right now, so at least I have an emotional support dog right here. Did you guys ever see that scene in 13 Reasons Why before they took it out? Of her doing the same thing in the bathtub? That's all I can see right now. They should not have put that in. Like, that is ingrained in my brain forever. He's a good dog. He's a good dog. Ugh. I want to text all my friends and tell them I love them. Maybe that's what this book's for. Because otherwise it's just for pain. My stomach hurts and I don't want to read anymore. And Scott Street is playing and I'm unwell. But he had wanted to work with children. Yeah, I bet he did. When I catch you, brother Luke. This is devastating me. Like, I actually feel like I'm gonna be sick. Like, physically ill. I'm gonna vomit in the toilet. It's giving Epstein. Release the f***ing files, bro. Can you believe we have a president who, like, condones this? Oh my god. I know I said earlier in the reading that how this book is in third person, and I thought I would feel more connected to the characters if it was in first person. But now I'm like, it has to be in third person because I think like Jude telling this story kind of and like separating himself from himself, which I think is a part of it that makes sense. I don't know. Does that make sense? Well, I saw that coming. Okay, we have a little comedic relief here with JB finding out they're dating. Him spoiling the novel for him is really funny. I laughed a little. But I feel like this is just setting me up for a Great Depression after this, so we'll see. I know this part is supposed to be like the happy years or whatever, but and with him and Willem together, I think he's supposed to be happy, but I'm not happy. It feels icky still. I don't know. One of my criticisms for the book was that I kind of felt the pacing was a little off, kind of felt a little disjointed, left me a little lost at times, a little confused. But I think that might be purposeful based on it talking about how Jude's memories just kind of hit him all of a sudden, and it's kind of like how it happens throughout the book. And maybe it's supposed to mimic how lost people feel going through their traumatic events or living through them and healing from them. So maybe it's purposeful. Here's to hoping. If it is, that's really smart. Okay, they were losing me a little bit, but I'm reeled back in. I've been reeled. I'm a freaking fish on a hook. Literally, what are the odds that someone encounters this many awful people in their life? Is it like because of like the cycle, Like because when people experience this trauma, they're just more likely to fall into bad situations and accept what they think they deserve? Or is this like an inordinate amount of psychopaths, sociopaths, whatever, like power hungry people who prey on the weak that this person, Jude, is encountering? Because this is insane. And to the Dr. Trailer part, like, it's just uncanny. How is this? It's just, is this realistic? Like, genuinely. Someone let me know. Because I don't know. Did we just not hear about these types of stories? Like, is it just fiction? Like, I'm at a loss. Okay. A little bit of hope. Full of joyfulness. And he hugged Harold. There's a little bit of hope here. A little bit of hope. That's all I ask. I've been there. And it's as beautiful as they say. I know they did not just pull a Fault in Our Stars. I've been sobbing for the past 20 pages. Look, I don't usually judge authors' creative decisions in their books. However, I think this book would have been just as impactful with Jude getting the happy or peaceful at least life he deserves. I know that's not always the realistic thing that happens, but I think it's a good message to send, especially to people who go through trauma like this, that there is a light on the other side. You are not going to be punished for things that happen to you, whether it's from, if it's like a greater force at play or whatever. Like, I don't know. I think, I mean, look, I'm an optimistic, hopeful person, so I always like to see that at the end of a book.
Obviously, I know tragic books are a thing, and I think they have their place. However, in this specific book, I don't know if this was. I don't agree with this choice, is what I'm saying. I think. It just seems like. I just don't know why. I mean, I don't. I don't get it. Like, why? I don't think it was necessary. I think the book could have ended at that day before any of that happened, and it would have been fine. And I would have still thought about these characters. I would have thought about his life and everything that happened, and I wouldn't. I mean, it would have given me hope, or anyone who's gone through trauma, hope that it can get better. However, this kind of gives the opposite message, which I don't know. Hey, I guess it does happen. I don't know. Anyways, those are my immediate thoughts.
Okay, I'm in the bathroom because my boyfriend's sleeping, but I just finished. I just finished the life. Oh my god, Harold. The tape, the singing tape that he made for him. Ugh. And I mean, he sums it up so well, just talking about that he died. Oh my god, believing all of these things that weren't true. This is beautiful and tragic, and I wish it had a different ending. Like, I don't know. I need to sleep on it, and I need to read a palate cleanser, some kind of smutty romance or something. I'm fucking listening to Sleeping at Last. What's that song? Oh my god. Wow, this is, and it's. Ugh.
I've actually got to be PMSing because I'm literally crying in the car right now thinking about A Little Life. Like, was the point of the book to devastate anyone who reads it? Like, maybe it's to make you think about these things? I don't know. Harold, both of his sons died. Ah! It hurts. Wow, wasn't that fun? Okay, so I think I said a lot there. Those were like my raw thoughts after, like, while I was reading. A couple things I do want to add. So I think I ended up giving this 4 stars on Goodreads. Obviously, beautifully written novel, gorgeous prose. While the storyline and the plot and everything was so depressing, like, the beautiful language use kind of made up for it a little bit. So obviously, super emotional book, really pulls on your heartstrings. I think I did talk about my couple gripes with it. One thing I will say is, I personally, look, I love to read. There's a ton of books that I'm reading and I'm like, I never want this to end because I'm enjoying it so much and I wish it were longer. This one, however, I do think could have benefited from being a little shorter. It was the beginning, like the first 200 pages for me it was really hard for me to get into the story. Like, I read the first 200 pages and then I put the book down for like a week and then I picked it back up. And once I got through that, it was good. But the beginning, it was just like, they set it up to where it was going to be like they were going to follow each of the 4 people in the friend group. Like, it seemed like it was going to be equally all about them. And then it was just like all about Jude, pretty much. He's the main character. And I guess, I guess it's him on the cover. Like, I guess you're supposed to know that, but I went in. I didn't really know much about the plot going on. I knew it was supposed to be sad, and I knew there was like gonna be like abuse. And that was all I knew. So that was a little throwing me off because I was like, wait, what the hell happened to Malcolm? Like, we learned all about his like family and everything, and then we just never really bring him up again, besides being in like the periphery of the story, and then he dies. Hello? So that was a little weird to me. And I get they have to set up the dynamics for the friend group and everything, but it just, I don't know. It was, I don't know. I think that could have been done a little bit better. That is all I'm going to say on that. Next, I think it could have been shorter in the fact that I do not think that Willem needed to die for this story to be impactful. I don't think we needed Jude to go through grief. I don't think we needed to see that process. I don't think that was useful, and I think it kind of took away from everything else that the book provided to that point. His whole journey, I think, kind of made it kind of obsolete. It was just like, there's so many books that go through the grieving process and that people die in, and that's fine. I don't know if it was helpful to this book. I don't think it needed that addition of that. Does that make sense? It's like, at that point I was starting to agree with the critics of this book, that I was like, maybe they are just throwing stuff at this character to make you feel something. Because a lot of people equate a good book with a book that was emotional, that made them feel something. Like, if I cried during that book, that means it was a good book. I mean, yes and no. Was it evoking emotions from you because it was well written? Or was it because they used tropes that are just known to make people sad? So, obviously this book is well written. We know that. But I do think it got to a point where it was like, okay, why? Why are you doing this? Was it to show that he really didn't grow as much as he thought he did, and he just reverted back to old patterns as soon? I also think it was a super harmful message to send. And I'm going to say that because from Jude's point of view, Willem dying was basically the universe saying, you, we told you you didn't deserve this, and now we've proven it to you. We've taken away your one good thing because you don't deserve it. That's how Jude is going to view this. And I think that is not a great message to send to people who go through traumatic events and feel the way about themselves that Jude feels. Obviously, crappy stuff happens to people, and, accidents happen and people die. But I don't think that was needed here. I think I would have gotten just as much out of the book if that had never happened and they both lived until, they died from natural causes. Because yes, the end was sad, and Jude committing suicide, like, it just kind of, I don't know, it kind of left me with an icky feeling. I was like, why are we doing this? And I'm sure there's a reason. I don't know anything about this author, okay? So I haven't looked at any interviews, anything, any explanations, nothing. So I'm just going off of, and I don't think you should have to. You know what I'm saying? I think a book should make its point known clearly. I don't think you need to watch interviews or explanations from an author to understand why the book was the way it was. Okay? That is my thoughts on that. So I did not look at anything. I'm not going to. I'm going to take the book as it is. That being said, I want a reason. If this is what the book is at face value, I think you get the message that you shouldn't treat kids that way, and that that kind of trauma is a lifelong struggle without having him experience that grief and then commit suicide. I don't see a reason that had to happen other than the author wanted to make people hurt. Okay. I'm tired of talking about this. I think I've made my point, and if not, I don't care at this point. So that is why I didn't give it 5 stars, because while it was beautifully written, I do kind of agree with the criticism I was seeing. I think that it was a little too too much. It took away from the impactfulness. I've got Hillary Clinton hands. I've got Hillary Clinton hands, okay? That is how that is how much I'm feeling about this book. I think that is all I have to say. Share your opinions down below of these books, and if you disagree with me, that's fine, and tell me why, because I love talking about books, and I think that discussing what people got out of a book, even if it was different from what I got out of it, that is one of the many joys of reading. So, like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.